Welcome everyone, this is Claude Alpha, and today I have the round 1 Swiss from IDC 26. I am playing Water Darkness Aggro and XBoom is playing Water Fire Nature Aggro, so let's see how it goes. I think the matchup is pretty even, so there's no like one deck is better than the other. It depends how you build it, but in general I would say the matchup is quite even. So I summon the turn 1 Aqua Guard. Hopefully I will get to evolve it into Spin Slicer or Paladin later on. Charges Unicorn Fish, which is a good card against my deck. I don't think he knew what I was playing just yet, that's why he charged it. I'm charging the Duel Spider in case I brick and I don't draw if I don't draw another 2-drop, but you could also charge the Giga Balsa and just hope that you draw an extra 2-drop to go double 2-drop in turn 4, because my deck has a lot of 2-drops. Turn 3 Bronze Tribe is really good, especially for his deck because he has some creatures with a higher cost like Searing Wave and Chakalzor, which we'll get to see now. Searing Wave this turn will put him in a good position, but it will also unlock my own Lucky Ball. But he doesn't actually have it yet, it seems, so he plays Aqua Holcus and follows it up with a Quixotic. Doesn't go in because I have an Aqua Guard. And here I decide to Spiral Gate his Quixotic, because Quixotic goes to 7k very easily, so he could very easily run over my Spin Slicer if he were to do that. Now usually I would go in with Melia first and then Seti Bolts, but against his deck I would probably do it the other way around, because then I could have Melia into Spin Slicer if he had Spiral Gate or Surfer. But he's going for the Searing Wave, leaving himself on 1 shield. I get to draw an extra card from Seti Balls, and I get a Spiral Gate, which delays him a bit, which is good for me. Now here I have 2 options. I could either do instant Spin Slicer or I could do double 2-drop. I think both plays are decent, although going for double 2-drop is better because I can finish him next turn. If I was to go for Spin Slicer, you would take an extra turn to finish him. And this way it's also a hedging against Searing Wave, because he would have to get rid of his last shield to kill my 2 creatures, and then I can still finish him with Spin Slicer. He has a lot of cards in hand, so he's thinking of what he could do. So Bronze Tribe, he could go for Searing Wave here, or he could go for a 2-drop and a 3-drop. And he goes for Quixotic, And then he follows it up with a soul swap, which is a really cool play. He swaps out the Bronze Tribe, which he just summoned, for Jagalzor, which practically puts him at a 1-turn clock if I don't have a trigger that can save me. I do have a trigger, but it's just a Giga Balza. It doesn't do anything in this case. And I have another Giga Balza, just not the right trigger, just didn't have Spiral Gate, so he takes game 1. What an incredible play that was. I did not see that coming. I think he deserves to take this game just for that play alone. So let's see how game 2 goes. I draw 2 Spin Slicers, so I don't need to keep both. That's an obvious first charge. If any of you would like to play Duel Masters TCG online, I will leave a link down in the description where you can join the IDC server and just go to the information channel and see how to install the hosting platform Octagon and the image packs and how to play. It's really quite simple. I've been playing on this server for a year and a half already. And here is quite a lucky draw. I draw into an Aquagar, which lets me do Spin Slicer on instant Spin Slicer on turn 3, which is very nice. So I get to take out 2 shields, which unlocks my Lucky Ball. I think that's a soul swap, so if I remember correctly, he will swap out his Quixotic, yeah, for a Bronze Arm Tribe to ramp him up to Searing Wave and Jagalzor quicker. You could also swap out Spin Slicer, but I don't think you want to give me another attacker or even the Aqua Guard, because it just delays your game plan. So yeah, getting an extra mana is good. So we could see an Aqua Hulkus or maybe double to drop next turn. Okay, so we see the Bronze Arm Tribe into a Spiral Gate. And it chooses to bounce my Spin Slicer, which is interesting because I can just replay it. But I guess that's the right choice because you want to trade with Melia, I suppose. Here I decide to do Lucky Ball instead of instant Spin Slicer because it opens up more plays afterwards, and I'm also afraid of Jagalzor. If he just breaks a shield with Bronze and Tribe, he can run over my Spin Slicer with Jagalzor. So I'm just playing Lucky Ball just to open up more options. So we see another Bronze Arm Tribe into Gonta, just filling up his board for later. Here I'm thinking if I wanna go in with Paladin or if I wanna discard, because I see he already charged the Archi della Serna. And I'm also still a bit afraid of Jagalzor, so I'm going to go for Gigabalza here. Which I think is the right play, because you don't want to give your opponent resources if you don't have at least a turn 2 clock at this point. And to be fair, if there was no potential for a Twin Cannon or Jagalzor in the following turn, I would definitely go for Insta Paladin here. But since those creatures are run pretty much all the time by WFN Aggro, I can't afford to do that just yet. So I sniped the Earthstorm Giant, which is not that good for me because Earthstorm Giant is kinda useless against an aggro deck. He gets bounced pretty easily or blocked, but it's a great card against control decks. I'm glad that we get to see this card played in IDC. He's thinking here for a bit. Yeah, if I remember, he's going for Searing Wave, yeah. Wonder what his other card was for why he was thinking for such a long time. Maybe it was Jagalzor. It has to be Jagalzor if you're thinking for so long. So I get a Spiral Gate. Honestly, I would have preferred a Gigabalza here. But Spiral Gate will have to do for now, at least it will slow him down. Here I could go for Insta Spin Slicer and Spiral Gate to get rid of both creatures. But ultimately I decide to go for Instant Paladin, because if I don't do this, then Paladin summoned after Spin Slicer will just bounce my own Spin Slicer. So I'm kind of forced to do this. So I'm just gonna do that to get rid of the Conta. So we see a Bronze Arm Tribe into a Quixotic. Okay, do I charge the Lucky Ball? Or do I just go for Spin Slicer and Spiral Gate? Yeah. Get rid of the Quixotic. Now here I could leave a shield. I could leave a shield alone and just keep Spin Slicer untapped in case of Jagalzor. But I think I was also afraid of soul swap here. If he has a way to remove one of my attackers and I have just one attacker and he has one shield, I can't finish him next turn. So here I'm kind of just forcing him to have Chagalzor, and he has it, unfortunately for me. Here it's only the first shield Spiral Gate saves me, otherwise it's game. And yeah, unfortunately I didn't have it. Unfortunately this game I had Spiral Gate when I needed Gigavalls and Gigavalls when I needed Spiral Gate. But yeah, the games were quite close. Yeah, GG for XBoom, he wins this game 2-0. Will my luck turn around in round 2? Stay tuned to find out.